Now this is the ugliest plane in the world, the Boeing Super Guppy, and you might say, oh, classic, of course it says Airbus on it, they always build ugly planes. But no, the Super Guppy was originally a Boeing airplane. So not only is it ugly, it also crashes a lot. No, anyway, it's based off the Boeing 777 Stratocruiser, a magnificent yet very much failed airplane, and it was converted to this monstrosity by the company of Aerospace Lines. They're basically a tuning company who built this in 1965. And oh, this plane had a lot of purpose, transporting around big parts. Basically, the Super Guppy back in the 1970s helped Airbus, transporting around airplane parts like the early A320 models all around Europe. The Super Guppy, even though it's ugly, helped the humanity fly to the moon. After all, NASA used it a lot to transport space stuff, like this Apollo 11 command module. Now, something that's very interesting is the way that you would even open the Super Guppy. As you can see, it's all kind of flush, the fuselage, but this is what the opening process looks like. You put out these hydraulic support beams right here, and as you can see, there's not only a hydraulic support, but there's an entire landing gear, a proper wheel, and this would come in handy now when you open the actual door, which I'll do now. Yes, as you can see, this wheel spins. I can open the main door as well. This is for the pilot to enter, and look how the fuselage just opens like this, with the cockpit pointing to the left, and I wonder, how did none of these planes ever fall apart? But it didn't happen. You know, I love these big cargo transport airplanes, because you can see how thin fuselages really are. You know, the Super Guppy nowadays is not really used anymore, and of course it's been replaced by much larger airplanes. For Boeing, it's the ginormous Boeing Dreamlifter. This airplane can carry 4 times more heavy things than what I would call the predecessor, the Super Ugly. The modern Airbus Beluga, which is the Airbus equivalent, can carry twice what the Super Guppy could carry. But today I decided to put that to the test. What can the Super Guppy really carry? Let's find that out. First of all, let's go and see if this plane flies empty. I bet it flies nice. We're just gonna put out all the things right here. We're just gonna very nicely close the cockpit. It's a bit of a weird thing, this one. It might help you with blind spots. Let's get the stairs up and also the hydraulic support. Now, this airplane for the flight sim isn't necessarily realistic in the cockpit, but it doesn't really matter. All I'm gonna do is turn on all these things right here, and then we can get the engines to start. Yes, beautiful. Very, very good. Aha! Very good. All right, and so we've got all these turbine engines turned on. Thank God this airplane was a turboprop. Interestingly enough, the prototype of this airplane was a non-turbine version, as you can see, and that would have performed horribly. I don't even know what happened here to this one. Let's go. Let's go. You know, this plane will probably be able to perform like an empty truck in a really good way, meaning that we will definitely be able to take off from this runway. Let's go and put the power to the max, and once again, we are at very low weight. We have some fuel on board, but this is totally fine. Oh yes, and this airplane empty actually flies pretty well. So boom, after just half the runway, it is able to genuinely take off. Beautiful. Let's go and put the landing gear up. And God, this looks hideous. It just looks like an airship. But it's not, it's a plane, and it flies higher than an airship as well. We're able to climb to flight level 210, which is not that bad. But I wonder, how does this airplane perform if we use it like it's supposed to be used? This right here is an Airbus. Well, an Airbus A320 fuselage. But what if I told you that it actually isn't? This is an Airbus A300 fuselage. The A320 fuselage is surprisingly small compared to the huge Super Guppy. Not bad at all. And we only have half of the fuselage in there as well, which is why this is only 9 tons of extra weight. Let's close this and let's fly. And the 9,000 kilograms of extra weight don't pose a problem at all. We're at 67 tons. So yes, performance will definitely not be impacted at all, like genuinely. I mean, this is like the interesting thing about airplane parts, transporting them around. Yes, it takes a lot of volume, as you can see, but they don't weigh a lot at all. Either way, look at this. We maybe just need a little bit more runway, but nevertheless, this airplane takes off in a jiffy. Beautiful. We definitely need more heavy things. And why don't we try putting an entire Airbus A320 fuselage, and I'm being serious, into this airplane, and here, kind of find out why you can't really transport whole airplanes in one piece. It mainly just doesn't fit. It really doesn't. But it's, we're able to somehow, put it in. So this is fine. So let's see what this flies like now. An entire airplane inside of our airplane. That is very old and miserable looking. Well, the problem is the Airbus fuselage weight is maybe like maximum 18 tons. But that is interesting. We're slowly starting to get to the 25 tons limit. As you can see, we can't do much more. So let's test the limit, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see if we can take off now. Right. Well, I think it'll still go well. How have I broken the cockpit? What the hell is going on here? Either way, all is looking fine. Let's go ahead and take off. And we do need a bit of a longer runway. But wait. Oh my God. Yep, we definitely kind of needed all of that runway, by the way. Sorry about nearly crashing. Oh yeah, you really do feel the weight impact. But let's find something that weighs 25 tons. I mean, how about this helicopter and a space station? Now this is a really heavy space station. It weighs 18 tons, and this helicopter weighs 7 tons. Perfect! 25 tons indeed. In a perfect world, we would definitely reduce our fuel weight, but we can only fly then for like 2 hours. We want to fly for at least 4. Let's go. Take off. Full power. I broke the cockpit. I wonder if we're going to use the entire run. Probably. Yeah, the very powerful Super Guppy is not powerful anymore, huh? All right, so let's see. Can it take off? Yes. Surprisingly, yes. We did a small tail strike. I have no idea. This airplane flies very slowly. It's able to take off at... All right, normally this should be the airspeed indicator. It's gone. But I can fly this nicely at 130 knots, and it feels a bit odd, but we're not beyond the limits. We need to find something heavier and maybe something more dangerous. Yes, what about this mysterious chemical tank? It's huge and dangerous, I guess. 36 tons, ladies and gentlemen. It definitely fills out the entire fuselage and proves a lot of problem weight-wise. We're not 93,000 kilograms, meaning we will start to struggle a lot. So let's go ahead and take off and see how if this works. I managed to really break the cockpit, haven't I? Great. But come on, now we've got a long enough runway, that is for sure. But do we have a strong enough airplane? That's the question, so let's find out. All right, still rolling. We're at something speed. But I think we can lift up the nose already and actually start flying. Oh, barely. Yes, the overweight Super Guppy has actually taken off. That's very incredible. The problem though is that we've run out of space inside of the cabin, so we might as well just put an Airbus A400M fuselage on top. And so that is an extra 14 tons. We're now at a weight where even the Beluga XL would be brought to its low limits. But all right, let's fly. Come on. So far it's worked really well. Let's give it full power. Yes, now I haven't simulated drag. Speed-wise, we're doing perfectly fine. Let's just use a nice bit of the runway and we should be good to go, I guess. So let's pull up. Bit of a tail strike, which you really wouldn't want to happen on this plane. Well, maybe the Beluga XL would be able to take off now, but I feel like the Super Guppy is really struggling. At least like safely won't really take off or fly. But well, it does fly. We can't climb though. So like if we try to, we actually end up stalling out. Alright. Everybody, the Boeing Super Guppy has failed. It could carry quite a lot of things, but in comparison to these modern big transport jets, it's really quite a difference. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Fanner, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.